Hey everyone, this is Phil. Welcome to my weekly analysis. I'll be looking at 4 A-grade setups along with 4 B-grade setups that are still good setups. So let's start off looking at the Euro CAD. I'm looking to long this right above the 61.8 fib, and we also have a couple higher time frame EMAs, monthly 255. It's coming down to the daily 55 now, but I'm hoping and looking for price to kind of spike through, push through this EMA, but then have it pull it back up, take profit up in that area. Next A grade is the USD CAD. This one, I'm looking for price to get back up to the 1.33 psych level, where we also find the weekly 55 touching the daily 55, and above that is the 78.6 fib. So we have 4 reasons there for the trade. So looking for price to come up, get rejected by all this mess, get pushed back down to where it's hanging out currently. Next A grade is the Aussie Yen. This one is far away from the entry, but with this, you never say never. It could be one of my wishful thinking orders. We do have some Aussie CPI news coming out tomorrow, so it could be the volatility needed to really put some turbulence on this chart. But anyway, we have the daily 55, the weekly 50, or sorry, the daily 200, the weekly 55, and the 78.6 fib all right here. And we can kind of see right where my entry is placed right where there was resistance for price before and resistance here too. And so the entry is kind of making a good little area where price is likely to react. And then we add in these 3 things here and we have more of a probability of a reaction. Next is the New Zealand dollar and the Canadian dollar. Now this one, I have my entry set just under the 0.83 psych level, where we can see price came really close here. It closed itself there. It spiked through, but came down and closed, passed off. We had a volatile news release that shot price up like a firework, and then it dropped back down. So what I'm looking for is price to make its way back up to this psych level, maybe spike through. I don't know. Maybe I'll put a split in higher up here. It is only about 10 pips away, but looking for price to get rejected by the daily 200, and then we also have here the monthly 200 and the weekly 55 right on the 61.8 fib. So that's why that's an A grade for me. We do have a recent highs way up above our entry, but due to this being a volatile news event, which I remember watching, I think that the stop loss should be safe enough tucked up above these 4 reasons of confluence right here. Now on to the B grades. Starting off with the Aussie CAD. Now my entry here, we do have the daily 200, we have the weekly 55 and the 78.6 fib, but we can see how price was able to push through all of these reasons of confluence last week or the week before maybe, and then get rejected. So it's not completely afraid of these EMAs where it came up and then turned around. It has enough confidence to push through and then get rejected. We also have the 0.9 psych level here, which it also is able to push through, but then inevitably be sucked back underneath. So entry is up where price just about topped, stop loss up towards these highs, and take profit down where price is obviously comfortable hanging out for several days down here. Next B grade is the pound New Zealand. Now this one is a range trade. I'm not using the fib here, but we do have kind of this range right here in between these 2 blue trend lines where price has been just hopping up and down throughout the past few months, or at least weeks. We can see it's been, oh, this is about a month of ranging up and down, but it does it rather quickly. So what I'm looking for is price to fall back down into this area, the low of the range. We also have this support and resistance horizontal line that I've drawn in on the monthly time frame. So if I zoom way out, we can see that line right here is top right here. We had some spikes up here, closed there, open there and shot down, bounced off it here, closed above. So it's a big area of support and resistance, along with the recent trend line. And we also have that daily 55 coming up. So I'm looking to long it from this area here and then taking my profit kind of in the line of best fit for all of these tops here. We got a top there, but then some spike throughs and closeouts. Next B grade is going to be the pound CAD. Now again with this one, we do have the 78.6 fib. Good. We also have the, let's see, I believe the monthly 55. Yep, monthly 55 and the 1.68 psych level in here. So we got our 3 reasons of confluence. Only thing though is kind of the way price was able to push through at times through these barriers down here. But I guess on paper, nonetheless, we do have 3 areas of strong confluence for price to get rejected. Price was kind of meandering around this daily 55 here, so I don't know if it'll have enough to push down. It's getting closer. It's about 30 pips away from the entry now, so I'm hoping for price to bounce off the 78.6 fib. We can see how it was having trouble getting through here if we follow our entry. So I'm hoping price knock down here and get pushed back up. Take profit is at the 1.7 level area here, or about 165 pips away. Next B grade is another pound. It's the pound yen. Now this one, if we look at it on the 4 hours, so we zoom in, we get the 4-hour 200 EMA. And then we also have the 180 huge psych level and the weak 38.2 fib. But we can see in conjunction how well these 3 areas of confluence work to reject price. So this time when it rejected from our entry, at least, it went over 200 pips. And then this time went 250 pips. So what I'm looking for price to do is fall back down almost in this somewhat of a range off the 180 psych level, get rejected by that psych level initially, and if it is able to kind of peek its fingers through the cracks, it would get rejected by the 4-hour 200 and the 38.2 fib down there as well. Anyways, that's what I'll be looking at for the week ahead. And before we go, I wanted to show you one thing I'm going to kind of experiment with and a way of staying organized, and that's with this Excel sheet here. I'm going to just list my longs and my shorts just like so, and of course if we are longing, we are hoping that the base has strength over the quote's weakness, and the opposite for a short, looking for weakness for the base and strength with the quote. I'm just jotting down how many times each of the what currencies I have within the trades, how many times they appear. So for example, the Canadian dollar is appearing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. And then am I betting on the strength or the weakness, or possibly both? And how far away are the trades from one another? And does it all make sense, especially going with the news that is scheduled? And this is just a quick way I can look and see, and then maybe do an evaluation for how the week played out. But anyways, guys, take care. Talk to you soon.